Moody School Racing Channel live on YouTube. We are at the Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park here in Thompson, Connecticut, live at the 0.62 mile Asphalt Oval for the Dash for Cash race number 8 of 10 for the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division. We are getting ready to see some of the best late model results known to man, and here we go, folks. We'll get you down on the main broadcast cam as the guys are loaded into the race cars, getting ready to wrap up the qualifying session and welcome in live for the race night in America at the Thompson International Speedway for the late model stocks division. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys are currently shaking out the qualifying session. We'll bring up the timing tower on the left side of your screen and currently see how they shake out. The top 4 drivers on your left side of the ticker that will advance automatically over to the feature. We call those the Fast 4. So the Fast 4 drivers heading over to tonight's qualifying session appears right now to be Walker Matthews, the Canadian Luca Turcotte, Alan Hammerbeck, and Zach Evans. We still got a couple more guys in the field, I think, yet to turn a lap up to this point. And it looks like that'll do it. We're hearing right now from the admin. So to start tonight's race number 8, Dash for Cash on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel, on the pole will be last week's winner, driver of the 04 late model of Walker Matthews. Advancing automatically to the session here in the Fast 4 drivers will be the Canadian, the 036 of Luca Turcotte. Alan Hammerbeck, driving that number 51 from Duncan, South Carolina, will bring home the 3rd place starting spot in the final. Fast 4 driver here from Princeton, North Carolina at the Thompson Speedway is going to be Zach Evans. We'll head on over to tonight's heat races where things are getting ready to get absolutely dial loaded and ready to go. We'll pull up tonight's starting grid for the heat race, and it doesn't look like it's going to pull it up for us yet, as not everybody is qualified in yet, or loaded in, I shall say. We will bring up tonight's starting grid again. Well, there it is. Lane Woods, Dylan Thomas will be the front row, followed by Brandon McAbee, Michael Johnson, Nate Hall, and Phil Ogden will shake out row number 3, followed by Chris Knighty on the back half row. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get you up close and personal down here on the racetrack with some of your favorite drivers on the pole driving this number 92 late model. It's going to be Lane Woods. Starting on the 2nd place spot on the outside will be the number 03 from Denison, Texas, of Dylan Thomas. Starting in the 2nd row, driving the number 31 for J Money Sense Motorsports from Spartanburg, South Carolina, recording artist Grimmy Brandon McAbee. On the outside of him will be the number 40 Pacematic late model of Michael Johnson. Rounding out the 5th place spot here in heat race number 1, going to be the number 18 tonight of Nate Hall. Shaking out heat race number 1, 6th place position on the outside, driving the number 29 NR3 Designs machine of Phil Bogdan. Driving the Triple Deuce Slim Jim late model from B-Town, Indiana, that's the Maverick, Chris Knighty. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for Peter the pace car to cut the lights and head on off and take the opening laps here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway. Looks like we got about 7 late models rounding out the field here tonight for what is going to be heat race number 1. There will be 2 of them scheduled here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, some beautiful late model schemes as you see Dylan Thomas putting the gloves on inside of his late model. Lane Woods in the pole position, starting to strap up the belts a little tighter as the pace car now begins to exceed its way forward here. 15 laps is what is going to be here tonight in Asphalt Night in America at the Thompson International Speedway. 79 degrees, a beautiful day to go racing. We'll have the weather report for you in just a moment. Pace car finally heading off of the grid, and we are up and moving for the first time here tonight in Connecticut. 15 laps of the Asphalt Night in America at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. A packed out house. The lights will come on here tonight for the feature. Peter the pace car is leading off the drivers here in heat race number 1. We'll see if we'll take at least one more wrap around the racetrack, and if he will, we'll bring up tonight's keys of the race. Actually, we'll bring up tonight's track fact. We'll keep the keys of the race for the main event. Kind of got some new graphic overlays trying to show off to the crowd. Look at this guy back here absolutely wobbling and leaning behind the catch fence. He looks like he's had maybe one too many Bud Lights. We'll bring out tonight's track fact here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway. 100 laps for the feature, 15 laps for the heat race here tonight, 45-mile-an-hour pit lane. Truck type, it's going to be an asphalt oval, 4 turns, 26 degrees of banking in each and every single one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, you're set for heat race number 1 live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, presented to you by the Home Run Cafe in R3 Designs in AFL Telecommunications. Looks like Peter, the base car, is on the racetrack. He's got the field behind him. He should hang the left down onto pit lane this time around, and we should get the green flag for tonight's first heat race at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. Green flag is in the air from Freddie the Flagman. You have yourself a virtual race. It's Asphalt Night in America, live here at Thompson, Connecticut. Dylan Thomas slams down on the gas. He'll have the race lead off of turn 2, battling door-to-door with Michael Johnson, but he'll grab it as Michael Johnson leads and lids off the gas there a little bit out here. The back half of the field goes the number 18 of Nate Hall. He'll be big time loose, but he's got to hold on to the race car, battling in the corner of turn 3 and 4 for the first time here tonight. Phil Bogdan door-to-door with the Stukin number 31 late model of Brandon McAbee, but the battle for the race lead is starting to dissipate here, but Michael Johnson once more through turn 1 and 2. Dylan Thomas out of the groove here, the preferred Thompson Speedway, but Michael Johnson gets absolutely scorching sideways, and here comes Phil Bogdan trying to make something work. He's moved up to the 3rd place position. Chris Knighty going to try to make something work here in this Slim Jim triple deuce machine. Trouble across the front straightaway. Michael Johnson goes around off the front nose of Lane Woods and the number 92 late model. Big time wreck here on the front straightaway already. Dylan Thomas able to escape through it. So was Phil Bogdan. Caution flag flies out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel in heat race number 1. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly what the hell just took place. It all took place back here with Michael Johnson. Just gets left rear hooked by the number 92 of Lane Woods. Hard into the inside, safe for a barrier for the Michael Johnson machine. Holy cow. We'll have to back that ass up one more time. Take a look and see exactly what happens. See if we can't ride out of the front nose of this number 92 late model of Lane Woods. Take a look. Just all over the PSR Pacematic late model. Both of them go around here on the front straightaway, live at the Thompson International Speedway Park. These guys not sparing each other an inch here. Don't blame them. But these guys got to be a little bit more cleaner than that. Top 3 positions finishing out here in the heat races will be rewarded points, with the winner receiving 3 bonus points, the 2nd place position receiving 2, and the 3rd place position receiving only 1 bonus point. Everybody else will be shit out of a luck when they head to the feature. They'll have the chance to try to re-rack it here. Lane Woods will grab the EOL penalty and start at the end of the line on the restart for bringing out the caution flag, turning around the PSR late model number 40 of Michael Johnson. We should double him up this time around across the line. Peter the base car should cut the lights off of his big jacked up dolly truck, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll do just that. Phil Bogdan will be on the outside of the 03 NR3 Designs late model of Dylan Thomas. So a Texas driver trying to make something work here on the pole in his black and green late model. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the I-85 Asphalt Series late model stock division Dash for Cash race number 8. We'll have 2 more races remaining. After this, we'll bring it back down on the main broadcast cam. We get ready to go towards the green flag here in heat race number 1 on a restart after trouble on the front straightaway with Michael Johnson and Lane Woods. It'll be all in the hands of the control car of Dylan Thomas. Phil Bogdan on the outside. Green flag back in the air here in the I-85 Asphalt Series. Great launch right there from Michael Johnson. He's all over the back bumper of Nate Hall. Kind of gets him loose a little bit up into turns 1 and 2. They have to figure that one out quickly. Chris Knighty will plug the hole down on the bottom side. They'll single file it out. Nate Hall left to right, trying to make something shake here onto turn number 3. Behind him goes Michael Johnson. Chris Knighty dive bombs the number 92 of Lane Wood, who appears to have some damage on the right front after going around on the front straightaway with Michael Johnson. These 2 guys still have 11 laps to go here in the I-95 Asphalt Series. Asphalt Night in America. Heat race number 1 scheduled here tonight. We have 1 more after this. It'll be heat race number 2 with the rest of the field. That'll set the outside row from, looks like, the 4th place position on back. Whoever wins heat race number 1 will start 5th, and the heat race winner 2 will start 6th. Pretty much single file right now with 10 laps to go in Asphalt Night of America's race here at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. Nate Hall door-to-door with Michael Johnson. Now Lane Woods. Lane Woods trying to get this outside line rolling, but if you ever got in a race here at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park, there's a very distinctive line that these drivers like to run. We'll look out the front nose of the number 92 machine as he blinks in and blinks out here. He's probably not one of the better contestants to look out of right now, battling some internet connection issues. Nate Hall loose all over the place as Lane Woods blinks back into character. Brandon McAbee trying everything he knows possible inside of his late model to get this thing up and rolling to the front of the pack from Spartanburg, South Carolina. He'll make the trip up north here to Connecticut. Looks like we'll have about 8 laps to go here in the heat race. Dylan Thomas really starting to pull away with it. About a second lead over Phil Bogdan. He's had one of the better runs right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel he's had in a while. He's kind of wide through turn 3 and 4 right now. Really got this late model yawed out. Brandon McAbee will kiss the outside safe for barrier. Here comes Michael Johnson looking for the crossover pass down into turn 1 and 2. He'll pull only up to the window net door of the 31. Not able to complete the pass off turn 2. Brandon McAbee fights back to number 40. Michael Johnson has no choice but to fall back into line. Chris Knighty trying to make the adjustments necessary on this triple deuce Slim Jim late model to get it up and moving. Brandon McAbee sails off the third place position. Phil Bogdan in second. Dylan Thomas has the race lead here at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park with 5 laps to go the next time around in Asphalt Night in America. Live here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Fans packed it out here in Connecticut. Absolutely love the Northeast fans. They are absolutely passionate for their short track racing, mostly modifieds. And speaking of the modifieds, if you're already watching on the YouTube channel, make sure you press that big old profile picture. Head on over to the page, press playlist, and go check out the I-85 Asphalt Series Wheeling Modified Division Season 3. Race last night was an absolute banger at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Right now, we got a banger going on at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park for the late model stock division as they work off the exit of turn 4 and head across the straightaway at that. Dylan Thomas has the race lead from Denison, Texas. He's led majority of the laps there, even after the caution flag. He only has 4 laps to go. That separates him and the bonus points to his total score. Brandon McAbee trying to get around Phil Bogdan for what's going to be the second place position. Brandon McAbee in that 31 machine on the bottom. Phil Bogdan ripping this outside line here at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. This Old Bridge 29 is absolutely hooked up. Brandon McAbee getting shoved into the outside, safe for a barrier by Michael Johnson. This will bring these drivers closer together. Lane Woods is into the chat, folks. He wants a piece of part of this action with 2 laps to go. Here at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park, the Pacematic late model got the modified win last night at Stafford. He's looking to grab a little bit extra here tonight. He wants a late model trophy. Phil Bogdan has the second place position. Chris Knighty trying to make the pass around Nate Hall, the battle for the 6th place spot here in heat race number 1. But it's going to be a white flag in the air as Michael Johnson goes around on the front straightaway. We'll keep it green as we cannot throw the caution flag as soon as the white flag has been displayed. Dylan Thomas will bring it off the exit of turn number 2 down the back straightaway for what is going to be probably the final time here tonight in the heat race. Dylan Thomas sails through turn 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. He'll win the heat race here tonight at Thompson. Phil Bogdan will grab second. McAbee third. Hall will grab 4th. 95th. Lane Wood 6th. Michael Johnson will grab the final 7th place position. Dylan Thomas wins it here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. Heat race number 1 is in the books. Ladies and gentlemen, heat race number 1 already packed up, ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, heat race number 2 right around the corner, scheduled for 15 more laps. Ready to go racing. Looks like we'll have 7 late models stacking out this heat race here tonight. Looks like Patrick McPeak will be on the pole. Bring up that grid here for heat race number 2. McPeak, Throckmorton will share the front row, followed by Evans and Tessner in the second row. Cook and Doyle will round out the third row, followed by Ty McIntosh. That'll be on the back half of the field. This will give us the opportunity to get you down on the racetrack, let you meet your favorite drivers on the pole. Starting heat race number 2 from Mount Airy, North Carolina, driving that number 61 late model, Patrick McPeak. On the outside of him, driving the South Boston, Virginia late model, the number 72 of Ace Throckmorton. Starting in that 3rd place position here tonight from Crawfordsville, Indiana, driving the Lowe's, number 48, Aaron Evans. Starting in the 2nd row, 4th place position, driving the number 8 Hendrick Cars.com late model, Greer, South Carolina's Corey Tessner. Driving the number 33 Coors Light Silver Bullet late model from Greer, South Carolina, Tony Cook. Driving the 00 orange and white late model from Middletown, New Jersey, the hometown kiddo, Mike Doyle. And driving that number 10 3-wide television late model from Asheville, North Carolina, Ty McIntosh. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 more laps right around the corner here at the Asphalt Night in America, live on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for heat race number 2. Heat race number 1 is in the books, absolutely dominated by the number 03 of Dylan Thomas from Denison, Texas. Remember, folks, these guys setting the outside row for what is about to be the 100-lap feature right after this. So make sure you stick around. Go tell a friend. Light another cigarette. Grab another beer. It's getting ready to be a very, very interesting one. You got some big-time names here in heat race number 2. Patrick McPeak has one of the wins on the regular season. The lights will cut off on top of the pace car. We will show you the point standings coming in here tonight at Thompson. Chase Johnson not on the field here tonight. 5 wins, been absolutely scorching hot all year long, and these guys have some work to do if they want to close the gap up to Chase Johnson. Ace Throckmorton right here in heat race number 2. An opportunity to snag some bonus points in a heat race win. Green flag will be on the other side of turn 4, about 200 feet away. The control car, it's the green flag this time around. Green flag is in the air, and you have yourself a virtual heat race live here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway, and it is heat race number 2, rounded out by 7 late models all stacking up the field. Look at that big time quick. Patrick McPeak goes around off the exit of turn 1. Caution flag does fly for the 61. Caution flag flies here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the number 61 of Patty McPeak from Mountain Airy, North Carolina, and pretty much immediately got to the restart. Not sure if he got a little bit of some help right here maybe with the number 72 of Ace Throckmorton from Mountain Airy, North Carolina. The 61 absolutely goes around. Looking out our drone cam, probably isn't the best shot for what we are looking for, that fat tree in the way. There's definitely leaning on each other right there, and Patty McPeak is the one that goes around. We're right on board with Patty. And see if we can't see his exact hand movements coming out of the corner. You see it had it locked down to the right, nowhere to go. Everybody else takes off in front of him. Caution flag flies immediately here in heat race number 2. Patrick McPeak has to go to the tail end of the field. Ace Throckmorton, just talked about it there as the points came across your screen. Needing a heat race win here would be absolutely magnificent as he tries to cut into the lead of Chase Johnson. And with Chase Johnson not being in the field here tonight, being a start and park contestant, how will Ace Throckmorton look to challenge the rest of the field? Aaron Evans has been stupid ridiculously fast here in the past couple of weeks. Was fast last night in the modified race. The Crawfordsville, Indiana driver will make the trip up here to the Northeast in Connecticut here at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. He'll round out the second place spot here on the restart. Everybody has pretty much been advanced one position up from where they started as the Patrick McPeak advances to the tail end of the field after spinning out into turn 1 and 2. Lights are off on top of the pace car, and speaking of lights, lights will be off in the feature. The 100-lapper scheduled underneath the lights here in Connecticut, so make sure you grab another jacket or grab a blanket. Make sure you snag another beer in the concession stand. Make sure you go check out the merch haulers out front with all of your favorite drivers' equipment. Green flag back in the air here for heat race number 2 live at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. Ace Throckmorton, the control car, jumps on it quick and early. How does this elect to work out for him? He'll slide up the racetrack through turns 1 and 2. This will bring the Aaron Evans 48 machine right to that back bumper of Ace Throckmorton. How does he elect to play it here as Corey Riptide Tessner snorches into turns 3 and 4, looking for an opportunity to battle for the race lead with 10 laps to go this time around. Tony Cook, not a short track racer at heart, absolutely storching fast in the NASCAR League and the Madness Racing League here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. You can check those out on our channel. Tony Cook getting some work done here tonight, though, trying to get all the practice laps possible for the Myrtle Beach Truck Race Friday night. You can catch here for the DNA Truck Series for the Madness Racing League. Cutting his teeth on the iRacing platform for well over 20 years. Tony Cook has a lot of experience. Ty McIntyre had a really fast 3-wide television Beats Designs number 10 late model 2 weeks ago. Coming all the way from Asheville, North Carolina. He was perfect. He was one of the ones we thought maybe had an opportunity to go to victory lane. Right now, though, he looked to sludge the hole underneath the Coors Light Silver Bullet late model 33 machine of Tony Cook. This is going to be an interesting battle to watch here tonight. 10 laps to go here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ace Throckmorton climb on the banking through turns 1 and 2. Aaron Evans, Corey Tessner, Tony Cook, and Ty McIntyre round out your top 5 drivers here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. These guys setting the outside line after heat race number 1 was absolutely a banger of an event here tonight. Remember, folks, a couple weeks ago, these guys were throwing back schemes to tribute Kyle Busch as we honor the life of the NASCAR legend Kyle Busch. Tony Cook goes around off turn 2 backwards in the Coors Light Silver Bullet machine. Caution flag is out on the Speedway. Caution flag out on the Speedway here at the Thompson Motorsplex Park for Tony Cook, the Silver Bullet, driving this 33 machine like he stole it here tonight. And on the inside of him is the 3-wide television machine. Contact made. And around goes Tony Cook. We'll back that ass up here on the Woody Scoot Racing channel right on the gyro cam of Tony Cook as he had a driver to the inside. This should tell us what we're looking for. Oh, definitely some contact made right there. Tony Cook has to lock it down as everybody else goes around him. And next thing you know, you're backwards here. Coors Light. The only Dodge Charger SRT machine that is in the field, Tony Cook. Not going to be happy with the way that he was just raced right there at the 3-wide television late model. Lights are on top of the pace car underneath the caution flag for what is going to be the 3rd time here in heat race number 2. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back here on the Woody Scoot Racing channel live at the Thompson Motorsportsplex Park in Thompson, Connecticut. Caution flag out on the racetrack, getting ready to restart heat race number 2. Several drivers looking for an opportunity to go to victory lane, snag some extra bonus points to their total score. 9 laps to go. Going to be 8 this time around across the line. Throckmorton, Evans, Tessner, McPeak round out the top 5 drivers as they head down into turns 1 and 2. McPeak will roll door to door with Tessner. Tessner in that Palmetto, number 8 late model, as we are just absolutely talking out the side of our head at this point. 7 laps to go this time around. This battle not going to be spared an inch, though. 2 tough, aggressive drivers. Holy shit! Ty McIntyre sliding across the front straightaway on his lid. That car is toast. Red flag out on the track for Ty McIntyre, driving this number 10 late model as he is up and over on his lid. Take a look and see what happened. Gets right rear hooked by Tony Cook. Payback for Tony Cook here at the Thompson Motorsplex Park. Ty McIntyre goes over on his lid. We're right on board, Ty McIntyre. This is going to be a wild one, folks. Just sliding across the front straightaway. We'll grab you another angle. See if we can't get one out of the right rear of Ty McIntyre as he goes head on into the safer barrier off the front nose of Tony Cook. This will be a great shot. I mean, it just killed our camera there. Took out the cam and wow, folks. Ty McIntyre down on the pit lane and Tony Cook off of the racetrack as well. Both of these drivers will need to get it settled out before we get back to the main event. Holy fucking cow. Ty McIntyre up and over on his lid off the front nose of Tony Cook. Red flag has been lifted. We're back underneath the yellow. We will see the green this time around, and I sound like an autistic kid yelling his colors out. Green, yellow, red, blue, you name it. However, though, Peter the Base Car, absolutely horrified and shocked at what he just seen. Just like we are, we will get you a status quo update on those 2 drivers when we receive them. However, though, these guys are heading to turns 3 and 4. Look at this beautiful cam here through the restart zone. Throckmorton jumps back down on the gas. He'll be their control restart car with 6 laps to go here at the Asphalt Night in America. Heat race number 2. Hopefully these drivers can fix up all the shenanigans we've had so far up to this point. All the caution flags around goes Throckmorton right as I say it. 3-car pile up in turn 2. pile up in turn 2. Caution flag out here on the Biddy Scoot Racing channel for a replay as we back that ass up. Aaron Evans, Ace Throckmorton battling it out door to door for the race lead, rubbing on each other. Aaron Evans gets moved out of the groove. Throckmorton gets absolutely spun around like a yo-yo. I don't think I've ever seen that effect before. We'll back that ass up one more time, see if we can't get a ride out of the drone cam. We'll pull up tonight's drone cam as they rub indoors through turns 1 and 2. Throckmorton clears himself across the nose of Aaron Evans. And that's a better picture right there of exactly what maybe just took place here on the Biddy Scoot Racing channel. We'll back that ass up one more time right out of it in slow motion. Riding out of turn 2, you see Aaron Evans trying to feed back into line or Throckmorton running across the nose. Either way, you can have it, depending on which fan you are. Bam, hard on that outside safer barrier goes the both of them. Not enough room here to be battling door to door through the corners when the preferred groove is down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Started with 7, we're down to what's going to be look like 4 cars left here in heat race number 2. Throckmorton needing the opportunity at the bonus points to try to possibly cut into the lead of Chase Johnson. That'll be spoiled here as he is going to be in the back half of the field, restarting in the 4th place position. Unfortunate contact right there, whether that was him that caused it or the other driver. We need to do better. We'll head to the green flag this time around for the restart. It'll be McPeak as the leader with Tessner on the outside here in heat race number 2. It looks like the caution flag will be waved on for at least one more lap here. And there go the lights on top of it. Well, Aaron Evans will rejoin back out on the racetrack, and it's number 48 Lowe's machine. So that'll give us 5 contestants when we receive the green flag. McPeak had his troubles back on lap number 1. He was the first caution flag here in heat race number 2. Just overstepped turn 1 and spun it right around. Whether there was contact or not, that is up for debate. We'll talk about it later. McPeak, though, looking for an opportunity to close out a heat race win after several other people have made mistakes right now, though. Corey Tessner on this outside, as well as Mike Doyle, have been the only 2 clean drivers here in the heat race so far that have not been involved in some kind of an accident. Who's going to take heat race number 2? Green flag back in the air here with 5 laps to go. McPeak jumps back down on the gas. He'll throw the block over the HendrickCars.com late model of Corey Tessner. Battle through the making here at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. Tessner gets into the back of McPeak, shoves him up the racetrack. McPeak into the outside safer barrier. He's got damage on the right front. Tessner puts the bumper to Patty McPeak, ships him up the racetrack. They'll battle back to 4 laps to go. McPeak's absolutely crooked and sideways. Aaron Evans goes to the infield ball field. Corey Tessner just absolutely got into the back bumper there and shipped Patrick McPeak up the racetrack. Corey Tessner, not sure where that one came from. Ace Throckmorton back into the ball game. Mike Doyle trying to get something shaken here in this 00 Sal Service late model. He'll round out the 3rd place position, trying to make something shake in case Throckmorton and Tessner make contact here for the race win. Patrick McPeak's not going to be happy with the way that he was just raced right there by the number 88 of Corey Tessner. He'll have to recover through right here with 2 laps to go with the heat race. Corey Tessner driving for Chase Johnson Racing, looking for an opportunity to grab a heat race win here late. Grab 3 bonus points to his total score. Put the bumper to the back of Patty McPeak. Didn't do it the cleanest of ways. The gloves are off here. As white flags in the air for heat race number 2. Several caution flags here tonight have strung out the field here late. Patty McPeak's right front not even touching the ground after the contact late with Tessner. Throckmorton trying to make a move down here for the final time tonight. Corey Tessner will take it across the start-finish line. Checkered flag in the air. Heat race number 2. Tessner wins it here tonight at Thompson. McPeak will come around later. Looks like Mike Doyle will go around. Corey Tessner wins the heat race. Wasn't the cleanest of wins. Corey Tessner going to be on the watch out here tonight after contact made there with Patty McPeak. Best believe Patty McPeak was coming for revenge down the back straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for the heat races here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. We will have a quick little warm-up session for these drivers to get their stuff situated. Hopefully we can get a couple of these beefs settled between these drivers. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the national anthem and the warm-up session. Folks, the lights are getting ready to come on here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. You're going to want to stick around. We'll have the point session and a pre-race show for you right around the corner. But first, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to rise and stand as you're able to for tonight's national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go racing here tonight live at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park here in Thompson, Connecticut. We'll bring you back over here to the main broadcast cam, trying to get a couple of the overlays situated. Welcome back in here. Getting ready to go underneath the lights for the I-85 Asphalt Series Late Model Stock Division Dash for Cash. Race number 8, 100 lappers right around the corner here in Thompson, Connecticut. While we have you right here on board and have your attention, we'll bring up tonight's points. Race, how they shake out, and we'll kind of fill you in on how these things kind of work around here. Top 10 points pay out the payment in the entry fee. So there was a $5 entry fee. $5 entry fee got you 10 races, and the top 10 points paying drivers will receive the payout after the Martinsville race about 4 weeks from now. It's been a hell of a season so far. Chase Johnson, 5 different wins here in Season 4, continuing his dominating performance, but he's not in the field tonight, so we may get a new winner, or we will get a new winner, but who will it be? Ace Throckmorton knocking on the back door of possibly trying to cut into that lead. Gave away a heat race win right there. Wrecking his race car, Walker Matthews, Dylan Thomas, Zach Evans. These guys have a chance here late to try to make something shake and run down Chase Johnson. It's going to take everything possible. You're watching the I-85 Asphalt Series 100 lapper here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. 45-mile-an-hour pit lane here at the Asphalt Oval, 26-degree banking. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow here tonight for some of these drivers. 2 weeks from now, we'll head to the Oxford Plain Raceway for the first race we've ever done there on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and then we'll round it all up at the Martinsville Speedway. About 2 minutes left to go in tonight's warm-up session. We'll be back here in just a moment. Make sure you go grab another beer, light another cigarette. Welcome back here on the main broadcast cam live at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. Just a couple of seconds remain here in the warm-up session. These drivers have absolutely put on a show for you folks here tonight. Heat race number 1 is in the books. It was won by the number 03 Southern Sim Racing MND Motorsports late model of Dylan Thomas, and that was how the guys shook out heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 looked a little bit like this on your screen. Corey Tessner got the win, but it wasn't very cleanly. He got to the back bumper of Patty McPeak right there, that AF1 Racing late model, and shipped him into the outside safer barrier. These two guys have been talked to by the race admin going into the 100 lapper here in just a moment. Hopefully we can see a little bit more cleaner racing. Qualifying has already been rounded out here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The top 4 drivers were the ones that headed over to the main event automatically. We'll pull it up on your screen. Walker Matthews, Luca Torcott, Alan Hammerbeck, Zach Evans, the fast 4 drivers here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. These drivers getting ready to load into their late models. You're getting ready to have 100 lappers here tonight at Thompson, right around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go racing here tonight live at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. We'll get you introduced to your favorite drivers. On the pole, driving the number 04 late model, winner 2 weeks ago, Walker Matthews. On the outside of him, he'll share the front row with the 036 Canadian of Luca Turcotte. Starting in the second row on the inside, riding the number 77, trying to ride the Dente here tonight in Connecticut from Duncan, South Carolina, Alan Hammerbeck. Starting in the second row, fourth place position from Princeton, North Carolina, driving the I-85 late model, number 6, Zach Evans. Winner of heat race number 2 from Greer, South Carolina, driver of the number 8 Palmetto Moon late model, Corey Tessner. Driving the number 03 NR3 Designs late model heat race number 1 winner from Denison, Texas, Dylan Thomas. Driving the number 29 machine here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel in the late model race, Phil Bogdan. Driving the number 72 late model from South Boston, Virginia, Ace Throckmorton. Routing around in the number 31 Maccabee Auto Services Gorilla Mine late model from Spartanburg, South Carolina, recording artist Screamy Brandon Maccabee, excuse me. Driving the number 18 late model here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, it's going to be Nate Hall. On the outside of him will be the 00 Sal Service late model from Middletown, New Jersey, of Mike Doyle. Driving the number 61 late model from out in Erie, North Carolina, on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, it's Patrick McPeak. Checking out the triple deuce Slim Jim late model from B-Town, Indiana. That's the Maverick, Chris Knighty. Driving the number 48 Lowe's late model on the outside of him from Crawfordville, Indiana, Aaron Evans. Driving the number 92 late model here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, it's going to be Lane Woods. And on the outside of him will be the number 33 Coors Light late model of Tony Cook. Michael Johnson will shake out the number 40 late model in the 17th place position, followed by Ty McIntosh and the 3-wide television number 10 late model from Asheville, North Carolina. Get you down here on the racetrack for tonight's keys of the race. Getting ready to go racing here tonight at Thompson. It's going to be one hell of a show. Maximize the points. 2 races remain after this. You won't have the opportunity that you may have here tonight at Thompson. Second, stay out of trouble. Bring in the bottom lane. And finally, survive the mayhem. Getting ready to go racing here tonight at Thompson. Pace car will cut the lights off this time around. Asphalt Night in America. 18 late models, shake out, dash for cash, race number 8. On the Booty Scoot Racing channels, Walker Matthews on the pole, the Canadian Luca Turcotte to the outside. Thompson Speedway, sponsored by Putnam Chrysler Dodge Jeep. And Extra Mark, heading down the back straightaway. Not an ass is in a seat, tons of fans on the back straightaway. 18 of the best line up 2 abreast, side by side. Getting ready to see the green flag here tonight. Pace car will take at least one more lap. The crowd's not loud enough. That'll give us the opportunity to bring up the track back one more time. A 100-lapper, 45-mile-an-hour pit lane speed on an asphalt oval. These drivers getting ready to take on a nasty 26-degree banking here tonight in Connecticut. Who's going to be the best, the biggest, the baddest of them all when it's all said and done? Walker Matthews on the pole, looking for his second consecutive win here inside of the Asphalt Series. Luca Turcotte, well over 100 laps led on the regular season. Can he go to victory lane here tonight? Pace car hangs the left down on the pit lane. Green flag, 50 feet away. The Asphalt Night in America is green. You have yourself a virtual race here in Connecticut. Oh, trouble in turn 1 already. Tons of guys pile up. Chris Knighty's backwards. Nate Hall's backwards. Turn 1, lap 1. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and take a look and see what happened here instantaneously. The restart of the start of the race, I shall add. Caution flag is out almost immediately here. Chris Knighty to the back of Nate Hall, Lane Woods, and to the back of Chris Knighty ships them up the racetrack. Not entirely sure what happened there. We'll back it up one more time. Take a look. Pulling up the grid here, Chris Knighty in that Triple Do Slim Jim machine. You see Nate Hall just get on the brakes or something beyond those lines, and a big stack up right there. See if he can't back that ass up one more time right out of the front nose of Chris Knighty. See how bad this checkup was. Chris Knighty taking it down into turn one. A hard break right there from Nate Hall. He gets absolutely ran over by Lane Woods. Chris Knighty might be done here tonight at Thompson already. Lap number one, turn one. Nate Hall still out on the racetrack. Chris Knighty bringing it out on the pit lane. He'll look to service up his late model. First caution flag here tonight flies on turn one, lap number one. Walker Matthews leads them here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. Pace cars out on the racetrack. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to hopefully receive the green flag here in the next couple of laps. They got a couple guys working their way around the racetrack at the given moment. Walker Matthews in the number 04 Crown Royal car is currently scored our race leader. Ace Throckmorton will be the wave around when we come to the one to green. Talking it over with the admin there, making sure everything is on the same page as I am. We'll take at least one more lap around, and we'll cut the lights off on top of the pace car. Get ourselves a restart here in just a moment. First caution flag flies immediately on lap number one of tonight's event. Stacked up 2 or 3 different cars. Several guys with damage just trying to make it through. The Canadian of Luca Torcott lost the spot there to the hammer of Alan Hammerbeck, who moves up to the second place position. Everybody else going to file out nose to tail. Admin still looking over the replay. Chris Knighty back out on the racetrack in that Slim Jim late model. Tons of damage after getting ran into from behind by Lane Woods. It was a hard checkup from Nate Hall in front of him, but Scott's got to be more aware than that. Michael Johnson off of the racetrack. He's down on pit lane. Chris Knighty will be the lucky dog when we take the green flag. Pace car works its way around the front straightaway. We'll provide you with tonight's weather report. 70 degrees here tonight on a scalding beautiful day to go racing. Northeast wind blowing in at about 9 miles per hour. Partly cloudy conditions. Humidity about 88%. So we had a little bit of a rain before then, and we'll see what happens with the track conditions. Does it rubber up the racetrack, or does it slick it off? I'm not really sure. I'm not really a fan of the Thompson Motor Speedway, if I have to be more particular than anything. It's not one of my favorite tracks. Neither is the Stafford Motor Speedway, which is where the modifieds took place last night. And running a couple extra caution laps right now, burning off some most viably needed laps here that these guys will hope and pray that they'll get back at some point in time. Looks like we'll take the one to green next time around. So listening over from the admin right there, Ace Throckmorton was turned around by the 31 of Brandon McAbee after the caution flag, and Ace Throckmorton has been given his position back to where he was originally scheduled when the caution flag flew out. Brandon McAbee just happened to get into the back of the 72. That's what we're just told the delay was. We'll double file them up this time around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Should be back to racing here in just a second. trying to get the confusion cleaned up. Want to know what's going on inside of the BD Scoot Racing channel. Peter, the base car, has that big jacked up dually truck headed through turns 1 and 2 here at the Putnam Chrysler Dodge Jeep turn 2 exit. Walker Matthews will be on the pole, looking to bring the rest of the field back around and restart tonight's event. It's been, we don't know. It's been a wreck fest. We've had one lap. We've had one corner of racing, 9-10 laps of pacing right there underneath the caution flag. So hopefully these guys understand that. These guys keep wrecking that they maybe not have the completed caution flag laps that they are needing, that maybe need to be green to get the things that you are looking for. Mike Doyle pancakes the outside safer barrier in that 00 late model. Door-to-door, Ace Lockmore rolls with the number 6 Me-5 late model of Zach Evans. Walker Matthews scrubs the outside safer barrier. The battle for the race lead is really starting to dissipate. Dylan Thomas trying to move up here to third place position. We got one around. That's Tony Cook. Tony Cook goes around, and so does Lane Woods in the number 92 late model. Two guys turn it around up here in turns 1 and 2. 2 caution flags already within the first 10 laps of tonight's event. We've yet to complete only 1 lap underneath the green flag conditions up to this point. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly what happened to the number 33 of Tony Cook, as it looks like Lane Woods was in front of Tony at the time of the caution flag, and actually, Tony Cook gets turned around by here of somebody else. Whoa, did Tony Cook get turned around by McIntosh again? Are these guys still got a little beef going on? Ding, 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 beef. What's for dinner? Looking at the time McIntosh machine with Tony Cook. Whoa! Definitely some contact right there. Not sure if Tony Cook came down on the front nose of McIntosh or what, but these two guys have been going at it all night long, even throwing it back to the heat races. See if we can't look out the right rear or the left front, something out of this number 33 machine of Tony Cook. Take a look. Close going into one right there. Yo, Tony Cook, pow, takes out in the back. Mike Doyle goes ass first. Big pile up into turn 1 and 2. I'm not going to be the one down there calling the penalties, calling the calls, or who did what, when, where, why, or how. Chris Noddy involved in the accident. He's on pit lane. Tony Cook down on the pit lane as well. He'll have to service his race car. Lane Wood to bring it back out on the racetrack. Mike Doyle in the back of the field, as well as Michael Johnson, who's back his way out on the field 4 laps down. Aaron Evans will round out the 12th place position. Asphalt night in America, off to a rough start here so far. 2 caution flags, and we've only got about 2 green flag laps up to this point. Everybody else working their way around the racetrack and back into line. We should get the one to go racing this or next time around. We'll see how the lights work on top of that pace car as it heads across the line. So we'll take at least one more lap. Michael Johnson will be the lucky dog, so bark, bark, bark to the number 40 late model of Michael Johnson. He'll be the free pass. He'll go 3 laps down with this lucky dog call right here, with the 2 previous lucky dog guys were caught in the accident. Chris Knighty, fortunate enough to beat the pace car off a pit lane right there. He'll only stay a lap down. He'll be in contention for the 2 laps down, excuse me. He'll be in contention for the lucky dog when it comes back his way. Right now, Walker Matthews, the race leader here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park, live here on the BD Scoot Racing channel. We'll be back here in just a moment looking to re-rack them. Welcome back here on the BD Scoot Racing channel as we step away to identify some station identification. Walker Matthews is on the pole here for the restart with Alan Hammerbeck to his outside for Chase Johnson Racing. He looked to try to score and lead his first lap. So here in season number 4, season 5, results and highlights and schedule, whatever the hell you're looking for, will be posted here in the coming days on the X page. So make sure you are subscribed and following us over on the X page at I-85 Asphalt. Working the banking through turns 1 and 2. Matthews, Hammerbeck, Torcott, Thomas, Throckmorton, and Bogdan round out the top 6 drivers. But everybody's door to door down into turn 3 and 4, trying to make something shake up the racetrack. Goes the number 92 of Lane Woods, excuse me. Lane Woods has beaten and banged his race car a lot already here tonight. Does he have much left anymore to continue for the battle? Alan Hammerbeck looking for an opportunity to battle for the race lead. Torcott goes around down on the back straightaway. So does Dylan Thomas, the big one here at Thompson. 1, 2, 14, maybe 13 cars involved down the back straightaway here at the Thompson Motor Speedway. Big time wreck. Corey Tessner's involved on the infield grass. Brandon McAbee's backwards. Mike Doyle's backwards. Dylan Thomas involved as well. Pace cars out on the racetrack. A huge caution flag out here at the Thompson Motor Speedway. Where do we even begin to start this wreck right here? We'll have to back that ass up on the Booty Scoot Racing channel and dissect this one little by little. It started with the Canadian of Luca Torcott up the racetrack, trying to make something shake from the bottom, trying to stay off that Alan Hammerbeck machine. Dylan Thomas clips him in the right rear, and it's all kinds of mayhem down the back straightaway. At least 9 to 10, maybe 13 cars involved in this accident here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looking out of the blimp cam as you see it unfold down the back straightaway. Happens right up here towards the front. Dylan Thomas collected in the accident. Nowhere to go. Several guys. You see Mike Doyle just get absolutely pummeled right there. We'll back that ass up one more time here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And I think riding with Mike Doyle might be a pretty solid option. Take a look. On the brake, just nowhere to go. Pinball machine down here in the turn, off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. We see at least 7, 8 cars on your screen right there, parked like protesters, and neither one of you guys can park there. I hate to break the news to you. Several guys will work their way down on the pit lane, and it's going to be a busy pit lane at that. Hopefully these guys are paying attention and do not lose a lap. We will double re-rack them right here and look to go racing this time around with the field working their way to the tail end of the field. So I'd imagine we'd either would extend it or these guys are going to have to catch the tail end of the field quickly as possible. Phil Bogdan, Brandon McAbee still stuck down here, as well as Luca Torcott, the Canadian. Mike Doyle still stuck down on pit lane. Phil Bogdan working off a pit lane. The lights are on again on the pace car, which means we'll take at least one more lap, allow the rest of the field to catch the tail end of it. Chris Noddy barely escaping out of that wreck right there. Here comes Dylan Thomas and Throckmorton. Brandon McAbee, Corey Tessner out of tonight's event. He's climbed out of his race car, and he has declined comment from our pit report team. We'll try our hardest to get a word with Corey Tessner and see what his take on the wreck was right there. Ladies and gentlemen, you see busy, torn up guys down there on pit lane. Getting ready to head back through the restart zone. Lights are off on top of the pace car here in the 100-lapper for the Asphalt night in America, where Walker Matthews has led majority of the laps after sitting on the pole, but we've yet to get to about 4 or 5, maybe 6 green flag laps here tonight since this has all started to take place. Several guys involved in accidents. Green flag back in the air here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We are now officially a quarter of a way through the night's event, and it's been caution filled, so hopefully these guys can get it all situated and sorted out. Battle for up here for the top 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 positions. Here's the field has been limited down tremendously. Started with about 18 guys. We got about 10 of them competitive now. Walker Matthews, Alan Hammerbeck battle for the race lead off of turn 4, heading across the front straightaway. 26 laps completed here in Asphalt Night in America, live at the Thompson Motor Speedway. Several of these guys are going to have to fight their way back into position here, especially with damaged race cars like Luca Torcott, that 036 white and blue Canadian machine. Ty McIntosh down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll make the pass over Aaron Evans. It's number 48 Lowe's machine that is just beaten and battered, and that's not going to stop the 92 of Ace Throckmorton. He can barely keep it straight, and he's trying. Not Ace Throckmorton, excuse me. The 92. Wow! On the outside wall goes Nate Hall. Hard into the safer barrier. He stopped. The right front tire is completely off the ground of this number 18 machine. Barely spinning. Caution flag out on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Caution flag out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for Nate Hall in this number 18 late model. And Similar things to what we've seen all year long up to this point on the BDSQ Racing channel. Cautions after cautions, which has led to majority of the non-racing that we've had up to this point. I mean, we've had guys repeat, win poles, and do all the extra great goodness and lead all the extra laps that they probably maybe wouldn't if we could keep it a little extra clean, but it just wasn't the case. And we're looking at Nate Hall right here. Not sure if the throttle got stuck, maybe he blew a right front tire, but didn't look like he lifted into turn 3 right here. And wow! I mean, straight up Adam Petty into turn 3 here at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. We'll back that ass up one more time. Take a look and see what happened with Nate Hall. Right on board. Maybe look like the throttle hung on top of this number 18 machine of Nate Hall, because he absolutely plowed the outside safer barrier with no intention of possibly ever lifting off the throttle. Ross Chastain style. We'll be back here in just a minute on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Hopefully these guys can clean it up when we return. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to go back racing here at Thompson after several caution flags have flown here tonight in the early portion part of Asphalt Night in America, and it's not been the greatest night in America up to this point. Ty McIntosh has been able to manage his way up 13 spots from where he started due to tonight's 8 accidents. The number 10 machine is currently the hard charger of the race right now on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Green flag back in the air here for Walker Matthews. He'll take the late models down in the turn 1. 3 wide as Throckmorton overshoots turn 1 and 2. He's on the outside. He'll drop to the back half of the field. He's got a ton of damage on his race car. Battle for the race lead up here where Alan Hammerbeck tries to run down Walker Matthews. Patrick McPeak rounds out the 3rd place position. Ty McIntosh in the 4th place spot, followed by Zach Evans in the top 5 position. These drivers have put on the stern warning from the race control that if it is not cleaned up, the drivers will start to be serving penalties for unnecessary roughness. 35 laps complete this next time around here in the Asphalt Night in America. Hopefully, these drivers can keep it clean. We'll throw it down on the racetrack for the first Fast and Loud here tonight, presented to you by Maynard Motors. Caution flag out here on the racetrack during the Fast and Loud. It'll interrupt it and break it up for us. Riding on board with Ty McIntosh. Not entirely sure who the caution flag was for. Give us just a second here. Yellow flag is out on the racetrack, but it looks like it could be for the Canadian of Luca Torcott. And if not, it's for this Throckmorton machine. Oh no, it was a pile up here up front. There's a couple of these drivers going around hard. Luca Torcott hard into the sand barrier. We found our victim. We'll back that ass up here for the instant replay and take a look and see exactly what happened. Luca Torcott gets turned to the outside, safe for barrier by Michael Johnson. They slide across the infield and pow! Luca Torcott hits the safe for barrier, and Michael Johnson does not hold his brakes one lick and slides right back into the back half of Luca Torcott. Well, right out of the gearbox here, kind of see what Luca Torcott's saying. Bam! bang, hard into the safer barrier right there in front of the pace truck. And next thing you know, here come Michael Johnson, spinning it like Michael Jackson into the back of Luca Turcotte, the Canadian. They'll work their way down on the pit lane. Folks, we have just had an absolutely atrocious race so far here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park, and it's been like that for a majority part of the regular season. We've had about 7 races ran up to this point, and 3 of them, I could name you right off the top of my head, have been absolute bangers. I mean, highlights from start to finish. The Hickory Motor Speedway, these guys were putting on an absolute clinic. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we've torn up tons of race cars, cost a lot of driver owners tons of money, and these drivers have now been warned once more that these guys will be starting single file if these guys cannot clean it up here. Looks like the lights are still on top of the pace car. The leader coming down on the pit lane. That'll give Alan Hammerbeck, the Chili's, HendrickCars.com, number 51 late model, the race lead from Duncan, South Carolina. Do we take another lap here behind the pace car, or do they cut the lights off? Lights are off on top of the pace car. We'll double file them up, and we'll take at least one more lap. Oh, no, well, single file restart here for the Asphalt Night in America. It's probably one of the better things to do here after so many caution flags. We'll just bring up the quick race recap up to this point. 5 caution flags for 27 laps of caution out of the 41 completed here tonight. So Alan Hammerbeck will be the control car here on the single file restart, meaning that he'll be the launching guy through the restart zone whenever he wants it. Alan Hammerbeck steps on it quickly, catches McPeak sleeping. He'll get a quick and great jump. It'll give him a nice big gap right there. And that number 77 machine, he'll take it down into turn 1 and 2 with everybody else working right behind him. Throckmorton continuing to battling some handling conditions inside of this number 72 late model. He's falling back quickly to the final place spot in line, but Throckmorton currently on the lead lap, and if he can stay there, everybody in front of him that's a lap down means absolutely nothing. Currently scored in the 9th place position for Ace Throckmorton. He's just looking to finally bring home a solid day here late. Ty McIntosh has been really consistent all year long and involved in a couple accidents earlier tonight with Tony Cook. Zach Evans, been one of those guys we talked about as well this year, who's driven it up through the field, saving tires on the long run. But right now, Zach Evans is having that strategy taken from him with all the caution flags. Chris Knighty looking on the inside of Phil Bogdan, this old bridge number 29 late model. Chris Knighty scheduled 2 laps down currently at this given point, but he's in the lucky dog position. So if he was able to work his way around, he might have the opportunity to get back up on the lead lap. Lane Woods trying to make something shake in this number 92 machine and get back up here and move it. Lane Woods currently the lucky dog at the 1 lap down mark compared to Chris Knighty's 2. Look at that little bumper right there from Michael Johnson to the outside of Aaron Evans with number 48 machine. Johnson scheduled some laps down, about 3 of them things down right now. Currently on the BDSQ Racing channel, Patrick McPeak trying to run down the back bumper of Alan Hammerbeck, who leading his first laps here in the late model stock division here in season 4. Patrick McPeak has a win on the regular season. He was one of the ones that was able to snap Chase Johnson's win streak early in the year. I think he won the 2nd race of the season. Patrick McPeak now trying to work his way back here to the back bumper of the number 77. Walker Matthews pulled this similar card a couple weeks ago. Walker Matthews come back into traffic at the Kern County Raceway, played his cards right. He knows there's still well over half this race to go, 50 laps to go. Here in a couple laps, Walker Matthews still has a little bit of Hoosier rubber left on his late model. He needs to save it here early. Single file restart appeared to be what helped out these guys here late. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take you back down on the racetrack here in America's Asphalt Night in America, excuse me. We'll be back here in just a moment on the BDSQ Racing channel. Get you down on the racetrack for a Fast and Loud. Welcome back here on the Mini Scoot Racing channel, cranking it up fast and loud. The Hammer, Alan Hammerbeck leads him out of turn 2, nose to tail after the single file restart. Chaos been the topic here tonight so far after we've had about 6 caution flags fly underneath our belt here in the first opening portion of tonight's event. 55 laps have been completed, 45 laps to go here tonight at Connecticut, at the Thompson Speedway Park. Right now, Ty McIntosh cutting some of the better lap times on the racetrack from Asheville, North Carolina. He's up 14 spots from where he started tonight's event. Ty McIntosh runs a 20.4 that last time around to the leaders, 20.6. We'll check the leaders' lap time this time around as I give it just a second day update here. Ty McIntosh has been blazing fast. He'll run a 20.475 to the leaders, 20.61. Alan Hammerbeck could be in trouble here late as he's got some hard charges right behind him. Patrick McPeak started tonight's event in the 12th place position. He's moved up here through the 6th place spot. We'll check the lap times this last time around. Patrick McPeak will turn a 20.532 to the 20.562 of the race leader. So he's just matching lap times right now with Alan Hammerbeck. McIntosh has found something in this number 10 3-wide television late model as they work off the exit of turn 4, heading across the front straightaway. Chris Knighty, couple laps down though, not going to move over for these guys on the lead lap. Chris Knighty and his Slim Jim machine, they call him the Maverick for a reason. Absolutely bullheaded. He's not going to move over for these guys. He's tired of being pushed around. He needs a Slim Jim when he starts getting out of character. Look at this move right here from Michael Johnson. 3 wide up the middle will send Chris Knighty backwards. Michael Johnson laps down as well as Chris Knighty. Chris Knighty scored in the 11th place position, 4 cars off, maybe 5 cars off the racetrack right now. Chris Knighty playing the smart car there by letting the guys that are more laps down than he is go right around him. Use your stuff up if you want to. The battle for the race lead's really starting to get interesting though. Top 5, you could pretty much throw a blanket over Evans, McIntosh, Matthews, McPeak, and Hammerbeck is how they shake out here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. This will bring up tonight's first battle box with about 40 laps to go, about 39 laps to go. The battle for the race lead taking place here tonight on your screen. Glad you're in another battle box here to include Zach Evans in the battle. Alan Hammerbeck and that white number 77 Chili's machine trying to ride that intake. We got one slow on the infield trying to make it down the pit lane as the 72 at Throckmorton and the caution flag is out. Caution flag is out, and I'm almost positive it's for Ace Throckmorton. Trying to get it down on the pit lane, and it triggered the caution flag. If I had to imagine, you see him down there trying to get down on the pit lane, steps on the brake, and backs it up, and that triggers the caution flag right there as soon as it gets on that asphalt. And we know Throckmorton was trying to just avoid it right there, but that was the cause of the accident, and hopefully the admin is very aware of what just took place and we can get these drivers re-racked. We had some excellent racing going on right there. Started to peel off some laps, but the number 92 of looks like going to be Lane Woods is going to absolutely love this caution flag. It'll be the lucky dog for the number 92 of Lane Woods. That'll put him back on the lead lap here. Lane Woods just trying to salvage a day after being in the accident early. Caution flag here late for, I believe, the 72 of Ace Throckmorton trying to get down on the pit lane. Misses the entrance. Do the lights stay on top of the truck? They will. They'll take at least one more lap. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Alan Hammerbeck leads them in Thompson. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, working lap number 65 underneath the caution flag like we've been doing for majority part of tonight, but we're getting ready to re-rack them double file and return back to the green flag here. Alan Hammerbeck was actually able to hold on to the race lead there. We were checking lap times. He's led 30 of them things here tonight. The HendrickCars.com Chase Johnson Racing boys have absolutely brought a rocket ship here to the racetrack. Walker Matthews, the winner 2 weeks ago at Kern County, rounds out the third place spot on the restart. He'll have Ty McIntosh to his outside. Green flag back in the air here. We're double foul on the restarts as well. Asphalt Night in America back in action here with less than 40 laps to go in the late model stock division. Can these drivers hold it together? Phil Bogdan way up the racetrack right there in the old bridge, number 29 late model. He's now door to door with Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson's got damage as well as he tries to hold on to his late model. Dylan Thomas door banging right there with the 48 Lowe's machine of Aaron Evans. Aaron Evans has one of the solid late models that don't have too much damage on it. It's got that right front beat up, but this Zach Evans number 6 machine has been bad fast all night long. He's really able to turn the center up the corner, and he's been saving a little bit of rubber while he's been at it. Battle for the race lead starting to take place as Patrick McPeak grabs the race lead over the number 77 of Alan Hammerbeck. Ty McIntosh looking to challenge with 31 laps to go this next time around on the Biddy Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, has it been one of the better races we've had all year long? And these drivers got to clean it up because 2 weeks from now, we will head to the Oxford Plains Raceway. And Michael Johnson, give me one of those Dale Jr. scary screams. You know what I'm talking about? The whoa, you know. But 2 weeks from now, we'll go to Oxford Plains. And we've never been there before here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. And Oxford Plains is damn near a legit circle. So these drivers going to have plenty of opportunities to wear out tires and make opportunities to pass, but if we're going to run each other over like we have here tonight at Thompson, we're going to be in for a long race 2 weeks from now, and the race that we've had here tonight, not having our points leader in the field as well, really going to shake up the point standings. Battles all throughout the racetrack. Walker Matthews under attack right now from Zach Evans from Princeton, North Carolina, and Walker Matthews going to spare on the bottom lane through turns 3 and 4. Alan Hammerbeck starting to go backwards. Ty McIntosh, 29 laps left to go to run down Patrick McPeak. Luca Torcott goes around. Smithy Speed Shop 036. Luca Torcott, the Canadian, goes around off turn 4. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll back that ass up for the instant replay. Take a look and see exactly what shook and took place with the number 036 Canadian. He looks like he just got a little bit of an extra door slam right there from the 92 of Lane Woods, who's back on the lead lap. We'll back that ass up here. Take a look and see exactly what happened. We'll ride out that drone cam and see Lane Woods right there. Gets into the contact of the 036 of the Pro Color late model and turns him right around on the front straightaway. Take a look here, looking at the blimp cam heading down into turn 4. Lane Woods gets into the right front of the 036 of Luca Torcott, ships him around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and caution flag flies out almost immediately. Great work up in the tower here tonight from our partner Neil Rutt. This will leave Chris Knighty, the Maverick, the lucky dog, this time around. Currently scored in the 10th place position. Chris Knighty rounding out a top 10 spot. This will put him 1 lap down. Chris Knighty just needs one more caution flag, and he'll be back on the lead lap if he can hold on to that position. Right now, though, we got 9 late models on the lead lap with an opportunity to go to victory lane. Patrick McPeak got the bumper earlier from the number 8 of Corey Riptide Tessner in tonight's heat race. It shipped Patrick McPeak up the racetrack, damaged the right front. Patrick McPeak, Corey Tessner, did get words from the admin. They had a conversation. Patrick McPeak was not happy with the way that he was raced by the number 8. Patrick McPeak, has an opportunity to turn it around all here, throw that behind him in the rear view mirror, and no pun intended, if he could grab a win here tonight at Thompson Motor Speedway. So it'll be McPeak, McIntosh, Hammerbeck, Matthews, and Evans, the top 5 drivers here on the restart. Green flag back in the air on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The front 3 Rose pretty much launched nose to tail, side by side. McIntosh gets a great launch up in the turn 1 and 2 like he was looking for. He'll be battling door to door. Patrick McPeak as McPeak can't clear himself off the exit of turn 2. Battle down the back straightaway into turn 3. Patrick McPeak, Ty McIntosh. Battle here in the late model stock division. This could be possibly the race win here. Late McIntosh gets shoved up the racetrack by Patrick McPeak. Patrick McPeak was pushed around earlier in the heat races. Not going to be pushed around here late. Ty McIntosh got pushed around as well. Him and Tony Cook banked fenders early. Both of these drivers in backup cars after the heat races here tonight. More contact, trading paint through turn 3. Patrick McPeak will move McIntosh up the racetrack. Whether more, that's McIntosh conceding the first place spot, trying to save a little bit of extra tire. 23 laps to go in the Asphalt. Night of America, Powell on the back straightaway. Several cars up and over. Dylan Thomas involved. Former race leader Hammerbeck involved. Lane Woods involved. The Canadian involved as well as Chris Knighty and Nate Hall. Caution flag flies again here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Absolutely out of control here in Connecticut tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. It all took place up here. Alan Hammerbeck gets tagged by Dylan Thomas. Nobody's on the brakes. Several more guys come flying in. And next thing you know, we got a parking lot on the back straightaway. So we'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, since we know it happened with Alan Hammerbeck getting turned out of that left rear. We'll go to the left rear camera that he has on his race car. Take a look. Definitely just gets snagged right there. Guys piling across the hood. Next thing you know, your ass backwards on the back straightaway. 6, maybe 7 cars involved in the accident on the back straightaway here at the Thompson Motorsports Lakes Park. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I don't think a single car in the field has not been involved in some kind of accident or has not scored some kind of incident points. 8th caution flag here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway. We'll be back in just a moment. Stick around with us. Hopefully, we'll clean it up. Back down here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel to the main broadcast cam, riding high above the racetrack with Billy, the blimp driver, getting ready to grab the restart. And it looks like we got about 12, maybe 13, now 14 as one comes off of the pit lane, getting ready to head back towards the restart zone, flying down the back straightaway. Several caution flags have been the topic flag here tonight, where we've had big pile-ups, small pile-ups, spin-outs, you name it. We've had it. Patrick McPeak, the race leader, McIntosh on the outside. Both of these drivers battling for a race win here late in the season. 18 laps to go. Green flag back in the air here at Thompson. Nobody going to spare each other an inch here late at Thompson like they haven't already tonight. One backwards down the back straightaway. It's Phil Bogdan on the infield. Can we keep it green? Phil Bogdan able to get the race car re-fired and up and going. We'll keep it green with 18 laps to go. No, we won't. Caution flag. It's out. We got one turned around out of turn 2. Out of turn 3. It's Michael Johnson. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Take a look and see what happened. Going into turn 3 and 4 out of turn 2. We've seen Bogdan go around, and Johnson, Throckmorton, door to door. Michael Johnson was the guy we saw backwards. Throckmorton up the racetrack right into the left rear of Michael Johnson, and around they go at the top of the corner. So we'll back that ass up one more time. Take a look and see what was Ace Throckmorton thinking coming up the racetrack like that down the back straightaway. And this number 72 machine goes right into the left rear. Michael Johnson sits him up the racetrack. Chris Knighty narrowly, barely able to avoid it. Alan Hammerbeck involved in the accident as well. Some ludicrous actions taking place here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and not a very lot of smart drivers racing very smartly here tonight. I'm not very entirely sure. Knowing that the payouts are coming open in a couple weeks at Martinsville, these guys are showing you how much it means to them. And speaking of the payouts, we'll bring up the point standings right here on your screen. Chase Johnson, Throckmorton, Matthews, Thomas, and Evans, the top 5 drivers inside of the late model stock. Several of these drivers involved in accidents here tonight and are not going to get the points-paying finish that they were hopefully, maybe possibly looking for. But you never know how it's shaking out here tonight in Thompson. Getting ready to go back racing here at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. Ty McIntyre has a couple of heat race wins on the regular season, but he is yet to go to victory lane in a feature. The Southern Speed Company machine's got some speed in it. Can he bring it up to the front for a chance at a victory here late at Thompson? Patrick McPeak racing for AF1 Racing will be on the front row on the outside. Turned around in the heat race earlier, had an opportunity at a checkered flag victory. He's got one here late. If he could go to victory lane, 9 caution flags worked here already. Green flag back of the air here at Thompson. McIntyre, McPeak, Matthews, the top 3 drivers. Zach Evans now has reached and cracked the top 5. Zach Evans in that blue number 6 machine. 1 goes around on the back straightaway. It's Lane Woods in the number 92. Caution flag is out of turn 2. As I take my head and put it in my hand and bow my head, and caution flag flies on the racetrack for Lane Woods and his number 92 late model. Damage already to the ACR Racing late model, and maybe got collected a little bit right there by Aaron Evans, but not entirely sure. We'll back it up, take a look at least one more time and see what happened to Lane Woods. You don't want to discredit him if he got turned around, and that maybe it looks like what happened. Contact from the 48 ships the 92 right around the 48 of Aaron Evans inside of the top 5 for the first time in a while. Collects a victim. We'll see how the scoring admin elects to play it here. We'll take a look. Definitely gets into the left rear right there of Lane Woods and ships them around. We'll go back to the live broadcast cam here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, where drivers are pacing behind the pace car for what is the 10th time now here tonight. The 72 will get the wave around. It'll be Ace Throckmorton. Ty McIntyre leads them here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. It's not been one of the greater races. Back in just a moment. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, getting ready to go back racing here at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park for our 10th restart since the drop of the green flag here tonight. Had a couple caution flags back in the heat races as well. We can't forget about those. These guys trying their hardest to get it here to the end, and points going to be a factor in a couple of weeks when the payments are paid out to the entry fees that these guys had to pay to race on the regular season. If these guys can't get it together, you might find yourself finding out something worse than what you were anticipating going in that wallet when it's all said and done. Green flag back of the air here at Thompson. They chill them down into turn 1 and 2. Ty McIntyre grabs the race lead off of turn 2 from Patrick McPeak. What a great restart. Several guys down the back straightaway. Phil Bogdan goes around. So does Nate Hall. Caution flag out on the racetrack. th caution flag here tonight in the asphalt night in America. We will Back that ass up here on the Biddy Scoot Racing channel. Take a look and see exactly what happened to Nate Hall and these guys. Phil Bogdan, they were already backwards here on the Biddy Scoot Racing channel. We'll throw up the instant replay cam and take a look. Battling door to door, 3 wide with the Canadian Luca Torcott. Looks like Aaron Evans just didn't realize he was going to be clear out of turn 2. The Canadian gave it to him. We'll get into the rear of Nate Hall. Phil Bogdan just gets on it a little bit too hard, spins around on his own. That was the caution flag there. We're back to the main broadcast cam where we are once more pacing behind Peter, the pace car, and pull up the race recap here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We got one more spinning out down the back straightaway. It's Lane Woods on his own. Not entirely sure what is going on there. Waiting to hear back from the admin currently at the moment. We look like this is going to take us to the overtime. We've had 11 caution flags here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and we hear one of them blow their engines down on the pit lane. So looks like the lights are off on top of the pace car. We'll go single file with looks like going to be 3 laps to go. So we'll avoid the overtime and trying to give these guys an opportunity to race it out here tonight at Thompson. Do not blame the race control there. Can these drivers hold it together? Try to avoid the overtime where we will have 2 attempts at it tonight if needed. Lights are off on top of the pace car. Patrick McPeak in charge of the jump when he wants it. Green flag back in the air here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 4 laps to go at Thompson. Can we keep it clean for a nice finish? Several guys needing points here late. Patrick McPeak trying to run down Ty McIntosh, the race leader. Asphalt night in America here at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park. Ty McIntosh climbs the banking into turn 3 and 4. 3 laps to go this time around. Nose to tail on the restart. Aaron Evans looks to the inside of Dylan Thomas in the NR3 Design 03 late model. Looking for an opportunity to make the pass. This extra points. If you could get him once around off the corner, it's Walker Matthews. We're headed to the overtime. Just when you thought you maybe had the opportunity, Walker Matthews spins out, goes around on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We're getting ready to figure out why, or what, how. Looking on the inside of Patrick McPeak for the 2nd place position, headed down into turn 1 and 2, and drifts up the racetrack, gets into McPeak, loses control with the race car, spins out. We'll back that ass up one more time here on the Biddy Scoot Racing channel. See if we can't ride out of the nose of the 03 of Walker Matthews. Looks like he'll drive up the racetrack trying to do the pass on the outside of the number 61. Gets tagged and has to lock it up and goes around on the Biddy Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, we are headed to the overtime here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel in tonight's Asphalt Night in America. Kind of get you explained and caught up today to what's going to happen. If this is your first time ever watching one of the races here on the channel, we sincerely apologize. It hasn't been one of the cleanest ones. Tune back in 2 weeks from now when we head to the Oxford Plain Raceway. We'll try to clean it up the best possible way possible for you. We are going to head to the overtime here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, which will consist of a green, white, checkered. However, folks, if these drivers receive the green flag and they do wreck again before receiving the white flag, we will re-rack them one more time for an opportunity at the overtime. However, if the race leader in Ty McIntosh or McPeak or whatever driver it may be receives the striking zone, within the striking zone to get the white flag, the race control has no chance at throwing the caution flag. It will not allow them. First person back to the checkered flag will win. However, intentionally wrecking for the win is absolutely prohibited here in the I-85 Asphalt Series. If you are caught wrecking somebody for the win, you will receive final place spots, and the win will go vacant. Ty McIntosh will lead on what's going to be a single final restart in the overtime. Patrick McPeak will be right behind him. Zach Evans in 3rd. Alan Hammerbeck in 4th. Dylan Thomas in 5th, followed by Aaron Evans in 6th. Phil Bogdan in 7th. Walker Matthews in 8th. And Michael Johnson in 9th. Those will be the lead lap drivers. McIntosh has the restart through the zone whenever he wants it. Green flags back in the air here for the overtime at Thompson in Connecticut. McIntosh, McPeak, Evans, Hammerbeck fire off on the restart. Heading through turns 1 and 2 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Door to door, Everett Evans goes. One gives it the Chastain treatment out of turn 2. White flag will be in the air this time around for the number 10 of Ty McIntosh. Final lap here of the Asphalt Night in America on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. White flag is in the air, presented by AFLglobal.com. Evans once more off of turn 2 behind Patrick McPeak in the number 61 machine. But it's all Ty McIntosh down the back straightaway. One final time into 3 and 4. Ty McIntosh will head off the exit of turn 4. Checker flag in the air. He'll win the late model race here tonight in the Asphalt Night in America. Chaos definitely going to be the topic here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Ty McIntosh wins it at the Thompson Motor Speedway from Asheville, North Carolina in his 3-wide television late model. We'll see if we can't get Ty McIntosh up here in the booth on a post-race show and see exactly what he thought happened here tonight. He'll also be tonight's hard charger. 17 spots gained for Ty McIntosh here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. What an absolute thriller of a race and a finish right there for Ty McIntosh, the race winner here tonight. The fireworks continue in the background. We'll be back here in just a moment with the post-race show. You can hear from the race winner here tonight, Ty McIntosh. We'll be back in just a moment. Here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, post-race show is getting ready to take place live here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway Park, where wasn't one of our cleanest races that we've had all year long, but it was definitely one for the books. Ty McIntosh comes from 18th place spot to win it tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for his Southern Speed Company machine, and we're waiting on the Asheville, North Carolina driver to come into the booth for the post-race show. We'll pull up the results here tonight as we wait on our driver, Ty McIntosh, to enter into the booth. Ladies and gentlemen, it was an absolute thriller of a race up to this point, but when it's all said and done, it was Ty McIntosh winning it here tonight, where you see Tony Cook brings home the final 18th place spot, 91 laps down on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. But as we bring in tonight's race winner, driver of the number 10 of Ty McIntosh. Ty, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Ty, what an absolute thriller of a race. Caution after caution after caution, but looks like there wasn't a mark left on this number 10 machine, but it would be dumb of me not to ask about the heat race. Up and over on your lid, sliding across the start-finish line to the win here tonight. Kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you told me how the heat went, that I was going to get 2 wrecks in the heat and somehow end up winning this thing, I would have told you were crazy, but we got the backup car fixed up. We had to get a new helmet, you know, with the roof collapsing on the other one. Had some had some mishaps there with the 33, but no, man, that was crazy. I think I got a good jump on Patrick on a couple of the restarts, and a couple of them didn't go my way. We raced pretty hard, and then I finally got him on that one, and then there were so many restarts and yellows that I was able to just kind of time my restarts pretty good and get away from everybody else, and able to take home some much needed points. I know we were 10th coming into this one. This is pretty huge, so we will take this one.
It definitely was huge. You were in heat race number 2. You thought you maybe could have got some extra points there, but bringing home the race win here tonight at Thompson. We'll go to Oxford Plain 2 weeks from now. Kind of walk us through what you expect there. Is there anybody you would like to think on top of this number 10 machine?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's kind of a learning curve for me. I think luckily I've had a couple laps here at Thompson before, but a lot of these tracks we're going to, this is the first time that I've ran them, so it's going to be another learning curve there for sure. I want to thank 3Y TV, Pushkin Tire Company, that's my buddy Bojo, Neil for everything he does as far as having me on M&D for the truck side, Patrick for a hell of a race there. I want to say shout out to Zach for P3, he's a hell of a badass. You guys for putting on the show. I know it wasn't a great one. Everybody that's been watching in the chat, appreciate you. You guys are awesome. I know it was a long one. It was a long one for us. Shout out to Body Armor for giving me something to drink during that, because that got tiring. I tell you what, we were just sitting there pacing, but I think it was more tiring than it would have been driving the car, just because sitting there getting anxious.
Well, it was one hell of a race from you, Ty. We continue to see you do great things on the OSCA's YouTube channel as well, in that league that the other league you participate in. Great win here tonight at Thompson. We'll see you 2 weeks from now at Oxford.
Thanks, buddy.
That's the number 10 of Ty McIntosh. He'll win it here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel at the Thompson Motor Speedway. And we'll scoot back here to Patrick McPeak, who might have a couple words to say after getting wrecked out in the heat race. Had an opportunity to go to the win there late, but just slipped out from underneath his hand as the 61 of Patrick McPeak, joins us in the booth now. Patrick, you got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got a copy.
Patrick, absolutely great race out of this 61 machine. There's a ton of caution flags here tonight. Got absolutely booted out of the way in that heat race. We knew it fired you up. It fired up your wife up there on the pit stand. She was going at it in the chat. Kind of walk us through your race, though, here tonight. Second place runner-up in the main event. Was an absolutely killer day for the 61. Much needed points day.
Yeah, like I say, she's my biggest fan. But, yeah, but she, it's Thompson. Like, granted, I was pissed off over the incident with me in the 8 car, but I'm sitting there thinking back going, why am I getting mad about this when I've booted people the same way in the modifieds and the late models? I booted Declan Willis and put him in the wall just a little bit off the exit to get the win at South Boston. So that's just racing in my book. I just lost talent. And that's what Dell Sr. would have said if it was him that would have spun me out. He said he would have rattled my cage, but he lost talent. So that's how I look at it, but at the same time, it's frustrating. But other than that, this race was pretty awesome even though we had a lot of cautions and everything. It's just, I don't know if I got hard charger or not, but I feel like I did because of that big wreck that we had. And I don't know how I got through that, but I'll be straight up with you. Somebody was shitting my pants over that wreck. I couldn't believe I got through that.
It was an absolutely great wreck avoidance. You just come up short of the Hard Charger Award. You gained 10 spots. Ty McIntosh, the race winner, gained 17. So you'll fall just short of the Hard Charger Award, but much definitely needed points day for you to try to crack into Chase Johnson's lead. We'll head to Oxford Plain 2 weeks from now. Anything you want to say about that, and thank any sponsors on your 61 machine?
Oxford Plains, that's going to be a good track to run. That's where AF1 got their first league win at, and that was about a few months ago before we joined I-85. But our 61 Grizzly Steel Structures Chevy was really, really fast today. So I just got to thank Grizzly Steel Structures. Need to thank Beachside Customs. I need to thank trying to think who else here. RYR Engines. I got to thank Megawatt Electric. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time talking right now. I'm having a hard time breathing. Woo. So, but pretty much I just got to thank everybody. I got to thank the love of my life. I got to thank my mom and dad for my support, and everyone else that's in my fan base just following us. So, other than that, pretty good race, and thank you for putting this race on, by the way, Nicholas. And,
we appreciate it for sure.
And hopefully be here for the next one, hopefully, and try and actually get the W at Oxford.
We'll see you at Oxford. That's the driver, the number 61 of Patrick McPeak. He'll bring up the runner-up position here tonight. We appreciate you, Patrick.
No problem, man.
Yes, sir. We'll scoot on down here to what is going to be the third place runner-up here tonight. Driver of that Mi-Fi late model, the number 6. Stayed out of the trouble here tonight. Didn't have to call his name much when it was all said and done. And as he scrolls into the booth here, driver the number 6, Zach Evans, the Mi-Fi late model, comes out scratchless here tonight. Kind of walk us through your race after all the caution flags. The number 6 finishes P3.
That was frustrating, right? I don't know how it was for the fans, but you know, up front, you know, all of us, when we were able to get some green flag laps, we were putting on some good racing there at that. We kind of had that one green flag run, and we were starting to get side by side a little bit, mix it up a little bit. I was having some nice battles there with the 04, and then we just couldn't get any laps in. And I hate to see that. And, you know, I kind of almost got top 5 by default by just getting lucky and missing that one big wreck on the backstretch and all the wrecks there at the start of the race. I hope we can clean it up. We're putting on 2 clean races in the modifieds on Monday nights. I know these guys can do better than what we had tonight, but overall, like you say, tried to keep this Gentleman Ned, you know, throwback. Obviously, just a tough time right now to be a race fan, and had Neil cook up this Ned Jarrett throwback. So that we could try to keep it clean, keep it in one piece. That was the main objective. We did that. We came away with P3, so that'll be a good point tonight, and it was a good showing for the 6 car, and hopefully next time out will be a little bit more entertaining product for the fans, because I know it was definitely frustrating behind the wheel to not get to race a little bit more than we did.
We definitely agree up here in the booth. It was still somewhat fun to watch, all the wrecks and stuff like that. Anybody you would like to think on top of this number 6 late model as we head into Oxford Plains 2 weeks from now?
Absolutely. Again, thanks to Neil on kind of short notice putting together this tribute to Ned Jarrett. We parked on the front stretch here tonight. Obviously, Binks Designs, Mi-Fi, 40 Racewear. Thanks to you putting on the broadcast, everybody, you know, that organizes this whole league, and shout out to the Carolina Hurricanes, because I had plenty of time under the yellows to watch them beat the Vegas Golden Knights tonight. So go Canes.
That's what I love to hear. I have it recorded to watch, so I'm so glad to hear I don't have to go back and watch that. Thanks for breaking that news to me. That is absolutely that is not a spoiler at all. I was regretting having to go back and watch that, but thank you for telling that. Go Canes. Zach Evans represents North Carolina. He'll bring home the P3 podium spot. Appreciate you, Zach.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's Zach Evans, driver of the number 6 machine here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. He'll bring home the 3rd place position. We'll scoot back down here to the 4th place runner-up, driver of the number 77 of Alan Hammerbeck for Chase Johnson Racing, as Alan slides into the booth here in this number 77 Chili's machine. Alan riding the Dente here tonight, and that ensure you did. You led over 32 laps here tonight at Thompson in this Chase Johnson Racing late model. Kind of walk us through your race with all the caution flags. Didn't go quite the way you were looking for. Walk us through it.
Yeah, man, we felt good out there. Hate that the race was like that. Hopefully the fans enjoyed it, but CJR put me in a good car this week, and it was nice to be able to lead some laps. Jumped the start there a little bit. That was an accident. Luckily, they forgave me for that, but luckily, kept having caution, just kept picking people off, working my way back up after I got involved in that big one. But thankful to be out here and appreciate y'all for what you do.
We appreciate you. Alan Hammerbeck brings home the 4th place spot. Anybody you'd like to think on top of this late model, we'll head to Oxford Plains 2 weeks from now. A very circular type racetrack. Would definitely recommend some practice. Anything you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm ready to get out there, and hopefully we can put it on the top 5 again next week.
We appreciate it. That's Alan Hammerbeck, the Hammer turned dirt bike driver into late model driver here tonight. We appreciate you, Alan.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Alan Hammerbeck, driver of the number 77 Chili's Dente. A late model here tonight. We'll scoot down to Aaron Evans, who should be our final one here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel in this number 48 machine. And he was bad fast for the biggest portion part of tonight's race as he joins into the booth now. This Lowe's number 48 late model was bad fast. You came all the way from Indiana here tonight to the Northeast in Connecticut to race at Thompson. Caution flags all over the place, and a couple of them this 48 was in. Kind of walk us through it.
Well, it's certainly rough, I'll have to say the least. Started not too fast in practice, and then got to the heat race. Wasn't, well, qualifying wasn't the fastest. Did better than my teammate, but he walked out the better person tonight with the win. So congrats to Ty first. But the heat race had that contact with Ace. Completely messed up the front right. Just parked it then. Came here. Did my best, but got caught in those couple of early crashes and some wheel damage, some aero damage. I was talking to somebody that knows a little bit better than me if I should keep going down pit lane to try and get damage fixed. And I did it twice before I realized I'm just having to fight through all these people that are going to damage me worse, so I quit doing it. And I mean, near the end I got one more EOL towards me, but to fight back up here all the way to 5th, and I mean, let's be honest, this was pretty much a demolition derby.
I agree.
Is really impressive. I'm proud of the people who helped me get here, and Ty for giving me a little bit of coaching as best as he could when he wasn't driving.
Well, we appreciate you, Aaron Evans, showing up here tonight. Like I said, Caution Flag Fest for sure. 2 weeks from now, we'll go to Oxford Plains. Anybody you want to thank on top of this 48 team?
Well, big thanks to Ty for helping me out. Well, gonna have to send a big bill to Lowe's later today to get all these body panels replaced and back into shape, because holy hell, I don't know if I'm walking out here with all of them. Big thank you to my fiance for supporting me, and well, thank you for putting this on.
We appreciate you showing up week in, week out. That's the 48 of Aaron Evans from Crawfordsville, Indiana, as he'll bring home the 5th place spot. We appreciate you, Aaron.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we maybe might have one more. It is the 04 of Walker Matthews. Excuse me. He has asked for a interview. He would like to talk it over, and we'll slide him here into the booth if he's with us. Do you have a copy, Brad?
Yep, I got a copy.
What's going on, big guy? Or Walker Matthews. I hate to keep calling you Brad, but we seen you sitting down here waiting. Want to make sure that you got heard. Great race here tonight. You're coming off the win 2 weeks ago at the Kern County Raceway. You were ridiculously fast here for a little bit. You led 35 laps. I think that might be the most here tonight. Kind of walk us through your race.
Yeah, I mean, starting on the pole, I was kind of telling Lucas we don't have Foster tonight, so we didn't really have anyone to like coach us through the race. So I told Luca, let's just let all the fast guys, if they want to go to the front, let them go by and save our stuff. But since all those caution laps, I was like, well, we're going to be able to push a little bit quicker, but I'm going to still save a lot. But at the end there, just wanted to get that position from Patrick and just send it in. Me and him just met in the corner and spun it down, but we still got to finish 7th. But it was a good race. If we didn't have a lot of those caution flags, I feel like it would have been a good shootout between me, Ty, Zach, Patrick, and I think there was one other guy that was pretty quick up there.
Well, that was a solid race here tonight for you. I mean, you finished, well, 7th place is going to be a decent points day for you when it's all said and over with. You'll be able to cut into that lead. We'll go to Oxford Plains 2 weeks from now. Anybody you'd like to think on top of this 04 machine? I think we may have lost Walker Matthews here on the... Okay, there we go. There we go. You got us.
Yeah, well, at Oxford, I haven't ran there in a while, so the whole race, 110 laps, 120 laps, I believe. We're going to be just turning the whole time, so it's going to be a little tricky to save a lot there, but I'm sure we'll get enough practice in the next 2 weeks and we'll be able to run good. Hopefully the team can have a better finish than we did tonight. A lot of us got wrecked, but it is what it is. Thompson, everyone pretty much kind of wrecked, but it was still a pretty decent race between, we had 53 caution laps, but the top 5 had a good pace, good run. We all had little battles here and there, but all in all, good night for me. the team didn't have such a good night. Ace had a lot of damage from that big pile up. Luca got wrecked, but hopefully moving forward to Oxford, we'll have a little bit more pace, be faster, and just lead laps. Try and get the win. I don't really know. Not good at that track, so we're gonna see what we can do.
We appreciate you. We'll see you 2 weeks from now. That's the 04 Brad Matthews. Well, Walker Matthews. Excuse me. Appreciate you, Walker.
Yep. See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for the post-race show. Driver interview portion part, I shall say. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll pull up the final results here for the final time on the Booty Scoot Racing channel here tonight for the Dash for Cash race number 8, where Ty McIntosh takes the win at the Thompson Motor Speedway. Patrick McPeak brings home the second place position, followed by Zach Evans in third. Alan Hammerbeck will bring home the fourth place position, and Aaron Evans will bring home the top 5 from Crawfordsville, Indiana. Dylan Thomas will take 6th, followed by Walker Matthews. That brings home 7th. Phil Bogdan will shake out the 8th place position here tonight, followed by Michael Johnson's 9th place finish. 10th will go to Lane Woods in his number 92, followed by Ace Throckmorton in the 72 late model. Nate Hall will finish 18 laps down in the number 18 machine in the 12th place position, as well as Chris Knighty involved in the accident for 81X iRacing, 21 laps down in 13th. Luca Torcutt drives all the way from Canada. The Canadian will round out the 14th place spot, finished by Brandon McAbee, the recording artist from Spartanburg, South Carolina, bringing home the 15th place position. Mike Doyle will score the 16th place spot, followed by Corey Tessner in the 17th place position. And Tony Cook will bring home the final 18th place spot here tonight on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. That'll do it when it's all said and done. Quiet track here tonight at the Thompson Motor Speedway as we bring up the race recap. 12 caution flags for 52 laps, over half the race. Underneath the yellow flag, Ty McIntosh, the successful one when it's all said and done. Weather report for one final time here tonight in Connecticut. 7-mile-per-hour winds blowing in. Make sure you grab another beer and light another cigarette as you walk to the car. Partly cloudy conditions, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll see you Friday night for the Myrtle Beach Speedway for the TNA Truck Series for the Madness Racing League, live right here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. 2 races remain here for the I-85 Asphalt Series late models. Oxford Plains 2 weeks from now. And then we'll wrap it all up at Martinsville with the payouts at the checkered flag for the top 10 drivers in points. Who's going to get it? Stick around. Press the follow button to find out. We'll see you then.
Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start